You hungry?
No, I'm not hungry. It's okay.
Dobra, I start with my Polish English. Jest moim gościem dzisiaj, naszym gościem, bo jest też Drake z tyłu. KERRY KITTLES, zawodnik NBA, ponad 500 meczów, jeśli pamiętam, wybrany z 8. numerem draftu przez New Jersey Nets. Hello, KERRY.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. You?
I'm doing great, thank you.
After yesterday, how you feel? You enjoy the party?
For the first time, I was able to go out and to see the city, and then obviously spending time with you and your friends was a wonderful evening, I must say.
Okay, so next time I visit you with Damian in New Jersey.
Yes, and I will show you guys a good time.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Lecisz, Damian, możesz cisnąć, a ja będę jechał.
So we obviously we are like very happy that we have you here. We wanted to talk about your career, but also we want to start like from the beginning. So
okay.
Who put the ball in your hand? Like who was your inspiration to start basketball career?
My dad put the ball in my hands when I was a kid, and I played locally. I grew up in New Orleans,
okay.
And I played local with my local team. And then they have a chance to choose an all-star team, a travel team. And when I was 10 years old, I made the travel team, and that was my first time really playing against really, really good competition from all over the U.S. And we did really well. We actually won that tournament and national tournament. And then from there, I thought, hey, this is a good game for me. I like this, and I can play against the best kids in the country. So maybe I can continue to play and grow and get better.
No, that's amazing. And you started like you were when you were young. You were already like tall, and you were playing on the shooting guards or SF, or you were on different position when you started.
I was always a guard. I was never always the tallest player, so it was fortunate for me to learn how to develop my skills with dribbling, passing, and shooting, and so that became the big part of my game, is being able to pass, dribble, and shoot, and developing those skills throughout my youth.
Well, so that
Pasy zapnij. Is okay?
I'm okay.
Damian?
I think that
I have a question.
Yes.
Year 96 NBA draft. How it feels when you hear your name, and at this moment your life will change.
Yeah. That's an incredible moment for any basketball player to hear their name called on that night. And I mean, it was held in New Jersey at the time, and my entire family from Louisiana drive up to New Jersey to be there for that moment. So it was a special moment for me, and then to be able to play for the Nets, a young team that was trying to get better, was good for me.
I was surprised because Damian told me you were picked by number 8 and Kobe Bryant number 13.
Yeah.
So many stars.
Yes.
Allen Iverson, Steve Nash.
Yes.
like arguably the biggest.
Yes, of course.
Antoine Walker.
Yeah. I think it was the best draft ever in the NBA because of so many great players. Iverson, Kobe, obviously. Kobe and Iverson were the two, and then Steve Nash, Hall of Fame. Ray Allen, Hall of Fame championships. But then we have deeper players: Jermaine O'Neal, Antoine Walker, Stephon Marbury,
Yeah.
Peja Stojakovic. Peja was in that draft. So it was an amazing class to come into the NBA with.
Polish, American player, but with a Polish passport was there also. You know the name?
No.
Jeff Nordgaard.
Jeff Nordgaard.
Fans in Poland know this name because he played in many clubs in Polish league.
Okay.
But I checked the list and he was there. I was also surprised.
Awesome.
When you said from Louisiana, so you were, but college you went to Villanova, if I checked correctly. So what made you like do this? Did you had some possibility in Louisiana, because that's they have some program there, if I remember correctly. So they have a program. So you chose to go to
away.
Villanova.
Yeah. So For me, when I was a high school player, I wanted to have an experience outside of Louisiana for college. So even though the schools were looking at me, I was really trying to look for the best fit for me away from home. And so I wanted to travel away. I wanted to have a different experience. And I found myself, finding everything that I was looking for at that school, because it was in a very good conference to play against good competition. And there were some older players who were going to leave after my first year. And so I knew I would find an opportunity to play once they were gone. So
How many years did you play?
I played 4 years
So
there.
full time.
4 years.
And your jersey has been retired in your.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, yeah. At school, yeah, it's a great school, rich basketball tradition, and they've done really well lately. But it's nice to be the school's number one scorer and have all of these records there, because it shows that I had an impact. I changed the game when I was there.
Was the number 30?
Yes, number 30.
So what's the story?
The stories, there's no story behind the number. I had some guys that were older than me when I was in high school who I look up to, the wore number 30, and so I say, hey, I want to be like those guys when I get older.
You played in the 90s.
I played in the 90s.
You played in the 90s in the NBA, and we in Poland many people say, they play defense in 90s. Now they don't play defense. What's your opinion about this? Because I respect what players are doing right now.
Yeah.
They have to, run full speed, taking a lot of 3-point shots. That's not easy.
That's funny because we were just having this conversation today with the NBA coaches at lunch, and we were talking about the game and how it's changing now so fast, and everything now is offense, and scoring, and so it's very hard to find players who can do both, who can really, really score at a high level, but also play defense. And the game is just fast now. It's really hard to play defense. They open the game, they open the court, so there's a lot more space to cover, and the players are better. They're really skilled, and they can shoot the ball at a high level all over the court. You see, when I played, I remember some of my teams in the NBA. I was the only shooter on the court at that time. 5 guys, there was one guy who can shoot, and the other 4 guys, you can pack it in and close the game, close the court. Now you have 4, sometimes all 5 guys who can make 3-pointers. So it's really, really hard to play defense now, but yet and still we see the teams that do well are the ones that can do both. They can score at a high level, but they also find a way of being disruptive on defense.
Yeah. And do you think that because in this era, a lot of people saying that would Michael Jordan be still great in this era?
Yeah.
Would Larry Bird still fit in this?
Yes.
And for me, it is both. Like both will be great right now because they were great talents.
Yes.
But how do you feel about you? What do you think? How you will fit in the game right now?
I think the game today really suits how I play, so I would naturally transition easily to this game, into the more modern game of basketball. But I think, hey, listen, when you talk about the NBA players, they're the best players in the world. They can play at any era. You take Steph Curry, even though maybe he's not big and strong like some of the guards were before, he would have figured it out. He would change his body. He would make the adjustments. He would also be a good player in the 90s. And the same with most players in the 90s. Yes, a lot of players from the 90s were not really as skilled because they didn't practice that. If they were a big player, they didn't have to dribble the ball. They didn't have to shoot 3-pointers. But guess what they would have done? They would have spent more and more time, like the players today, practicing dribbling and shooting threes. And they would have figured out how to become a good player and be able to play and impact the game in today's game. So I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. Sorry. Obviously, players right now, they are more skilled. They dribble the ball better than I don't know 10, 20 years before. But
Sure.
what about reading the game? Because they shoot better, they dribble better, but what about reading the game?
Yeah, I
It's
think it's more difficult now for the players today, somewhat to learn how to think the game the right way and to make the right reads. We call it reads in decisions that happen so fast. They don't spend time in college. Usually, you learn all of this when you're in college because it's drilled in you every day. The small details of the game, you have to spend time mastering the details. Now these kids, they go to professional ball at 19 years old. They go 1 year college maybe, and 2 years, and then they're playing. And so they don't have those details. But that's the part of the game now that is beautiful to see because there's so much more development at the professional level. Whereas when I came in at 22 from college, I was ready to play because I spent 4 years in school.
craziest basketball drill you ever did?
The craziest basketball?
Toughest, like
Oh, the toughest drill.
toughest, like craziest, like you think about this and you said, damn,
Well, there's a couple of.
kurde, that was crazy.
Well, they put something on the rim so the ball cannot go in, and it's only for defense and rebounds.
What?
So the coach passed the ball around, and you play defense, and then they shoot it, and it hits the thing, and it doesn't go in, and then it's like everyone goes and gets the ball, so you have to box out. And so it's like football, American football. It's like, it's crazy. So we did that actually in the NBA. Because it was one time we were having problems with rebounding in the NBA. My coach got so angry. He said, forget this. We're going to make it crazy. So that was fun.
And suicides, like
Suicides, yeah, it was easy for me because I was a runner.
What?
I could do
20
suicides all
26
day.
seconds.
I could do suicides all day. So because from high
Okay.
school, so it was fun.
So when do you think about the draft and your first year, right? You said that you were ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
Scored 17 per game.
Yeah,
That's great for a rookie.
yeah.
Like if you think right now about the rookies, 17 is something outstanding from that.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel that in this class you were in the second team, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Rookie second team, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that your rookie year could have been better, or you've done everything in the right way?
I think, listen, when you are a young player in the NBA, part of your success, a big part of your success is the organization you go to. Who's mentoring you? What are your playing opportunities? Do they have other players that are older and more experienced that are going to play before you? Okay, you have to earn your way. And then second is, what kind of support do you have from the organization? Really, like, how much are they challenging you to get better? And so, yes, I had success as a rookie, but I'm always, perfectionist. I would always want to play better, and maybe to shoot a better percentage, or to learn the game faster at the professional level. So, but it was a good year for me. It was a good year. I played a lot of minutes. We were a very bad team overall. We didn't win many games, but I learned a lot because I was playing a lot, and I was, obviously, listen, you coming from New Orleans to college, and now I'm playing against the guys I watched as a kid. I'm playing against Michael Jordan. I'm playing against Clyde Drexler. I'm playing against Reggie Miller. It's crazy, when you think about it.
We have to ask you about this because your first year you played against Chicago Bulls
Yeah.
with MJ.
Yeah,
What was the feeling?
it was crazy. It was, it's a dream, right? To be on the court with that man. And you remember Allen Iverson when he went to the Hall of Fame, and he talked about the first time he played against Michael Jordan. It's an amazing feeling.
The first time I played against him, and I walked out on the court, and I looked at him, and for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me.
But to be in that building where they won those championships, and the crowd and the energy when they make the announcements, and you're standing out there and you're waiting for them to come on the court, it's crazy. It's like, there he is. There's Michael Jordan. Oh, and there's Scottie Pippen, and there's Dennis Rodman. there's Phil Jackson right there. It's like, what is going on here?
Three of them play defense like crazy.
It's a surreal feeling. It's a surreal feeling that you have, and you have to tell yourself, okay, it's time to play basketball now, because they were so good. That team was incredible to play against.
When you play one-on-one on a game against Chicago Bulls, who was the toughest to take a shot to beat?
Oh, they were they're all of them. Kukoc.
Kukoc the same played.
Kukoc was he was good though. He was very good. He was so good. But I mean, obviously Michael Jordan was everything that you thought he would be. He was just that good of a player. He was really smart. He scored effortlessly. And the offense, they run the offense. It was so, unpredictable, the offense. You didn't know where they were going to cut.
Triangle.
Yeah, the triangle offense. You didn't know where they were going to go. And but you knew the ball was going to go to Michael Jordan, and he was going to have a quick isolation on you. and then if you weren't ready for that, he was going to score on you. So
you tried to talk to him.
No, don't. They tell you don't talk to Michael, just play.
They called him Black Jesus or Black Cat. No, yeah,
they called him Black Jesus, so I didn't say anything to him.
And be careful, you never talk to Black Jesus like that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Black Jesus. I'm so sorry. Did you ever do it?
You're not a trash talker?
No.
You were just like the game is telling, the game is talking.
The game talks, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's I wanted to ask you about the trash talk, because that's right now I feel like it has always been a part of the game. But you said that you were not a trash talker, but I'm sure that you heard some trash talk from some players. So who was the craziest trash talker that you had?
The craziest trash talk was obviously Gary Payton.
Okay.
He was the biggest. He had the biggest mouth you play on the court with. He was always talking to players, coaches, referees, sometimes fans. Kevin Garnett was talking a lot of trash. And Antoine Walker, he was a big mouth in the NBA at the time as well. But hey, it wasn't. But normally everyone respects the other players. And if you respect the other players, you're not going to talk trash because you have to back it up. And if other players are all just as good as you or close to you, it makes it harder for you. So most players didn't talk trash.
Kerry, you played 8 seasons, yes, in the NBA because of the injury.
Yes.
What you can tell about this injury? That was the right knee?
Yes, the knee. So, sometimes in sports that's what happens, right? It's unfortunate where, the career is maybe not as long as you want it to be. And so for me, I got hurt early in my career, but I was able to play another few more years on my knee. But it was good overall. I mean, it's you have to graciously accept what it is, what happens with the sports that's out of your control sometimes. And hey, look, but I played in 2 NBA finals. Okay, played against the Spurs and the Lakers and the finals, and it was very good experience. And that's all it is.
When you are talking about finals, we have to also just touch on that, because that's something if you think about it, being in NBA is already a small percentage of people that can only dream about it.
Correct.
And then you have NBA finals, and you have been twice back to back
After injury.
Yes.
So what was when you think about the Lakers, right? Lakers first. What was did you think that you have a chance, or it was just 4-0? It was a blowout, but I understand that it could be, it could go either way. But tell us about
look, at the end of the day, in that moment, we thought we had a chance to make it competitive. Did we think we probably were going to win? Maybe not. But deep down inside, when you're there and you have a chance, you're there. So you don't know what can happen. What if Shaq gets hurt or Kobe gets hurt? So we thought we had a chance and to make it a competitive series, but we were outmatched. Shaq was too dominant. Kobe was too dominant. That team was the second best team I played against besides the Bulls.
Okay.
Yes, the Bulls were definitely the best team that I played against. but the dominance of Shaq and Kobe was, if they were to stay together, they would have won many championships, 7 or 8, because they were just that good, the two of them, for that time, because they were both in their prime, and they were the two best players in the NBA on the same team, with a great supporting cast around them. Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Robert Horry. They had
good players.
They had so many good players that make the game easy for those two superstars. That's the key, and we didn't have an answer for them. We tried to change the game, but they were just too good.
And like, what do you think about, like, if you compare? You said that Lakers are probably the second best team. How do you compare the finals with Spurs?
Spurs, we had a chance to win that final. We should have at least had that series go to 7 games. We blew a game. We blew a game or two against the Spurs. We thought we'd get away from us. But listen, Tim Duncan was the best power forward to play in the NBA. Yeah. He was. Period. I don't think you will find too many people that could debate that at the time when they had power forwards. Right now it's different, but he was just that good. And then Tony Parker was so fast, and Ginobili was something that we haven't seen. With his European game, he brought to the NBA.
This lefty
Euro step. He was so crafty. He could change his speeds. He can throw you the ball. He could fake the cut. He'll come back. He'll catch it. He'll shoot it and make it. He was clutch. And then they pick up other good players around them. Well, they still have David Robinson, who was still in the middle, helping Tim Duncan.
Byl David Robinson.
Yes, they still had him, who was a sizable. He was a big guy in the middle. And if you had a big guy in that era, you were good. You were very good. So they had 2 with him and Tim Duncan, and then they had shooters around them too. So you couldn't really help a lot on Tim Duncan because he was always finding the shooters. So, but yeah, we tried against the Spurs. We thought we had a good chance against them, but we let it slip away.
You stay in touch with your
it's interesting.
colleagues?
I think everybody I talked to from the NBA, my former teammates, they all, now it's easier with social media, so you can, stay a little bit with the DM and talk to them. But mostly everybody goes back to wherever they settled, and they have their families and they move on with life.
You miss the game?
I don't miss the game. I get a chance to scratch my itch. I do things like this where I do clinics with kids. I spend time with other coaches, and we get a chance to talk about the game, what's changed, what do they see. I get a chance to talk about what I see as a former player. What do I know? And then I go to games too with my kids. I bring them to some games every year, and I watch it, and that's enough for me.
Yesterday, Damian said he was killing in NBA Live 2003.
Yeah.
2003.
You
played this game?
I haven't played, no.
No, Jason Kidd was on the cover.
Oh yeah.
So they actually made Nets really good.
Really good. We were good.
Yeah, of course. That was the year that you were in finals. So yeah, I think that you were around like 80 overall.
Yeah.
And you were
solid.
You were a shooter. This was the moment where they changed this that you could be a 3-pointer. Mm-hmm. So that was I was playing with my boy, and then we were playing each other. I was like, I'm playing the Nets, and then I'm playing Kerry Kittles.
There you go.
I told you yesterday we have so many NBA fans in Poland.
That's the beauty of why I enjoy what the game has done for me. It's just the travel. I started to travel when I was in college. I played in Spain one summer, and then I played in Portugal and Italy another summer. And then the third summer in college, I went to Japan and played with the USA team in Japan. So the game for me has allowed me to travel and to experience other places across the world. And I get a chance to have different experience with so many different cultures. I have lots of friends in Germany, but Germany is next door to Poland, but I'd never been to Poland. And so to still now have a chance to come to Poland and see, oh yes, it looks a little bit like Germany, but it's a different country. The people are different a little here, and the culture is different in Poland. So it's fun for me to use the game and in a way for me to have so many life experiences.
You tried this schabowy, the place I showed you?
No, not yet.
You have to
Not
tonight. Or pierogi. You tried pierogi dumplings?
Yes, they have that. Yes.
You tried?
Yes, I
Here?
did. I did.
Okay.
It was good. I like.
Like, what's your team in NBA right now?
I don't have a team. I follow. I like to follow and watch certain players play, but I don't really have a team.
Okay.
It's a good thing about when you retire from the game. You don't have to have a favorite team.
True.
But obviously, what the Warriors have done in the last decade has been very, very impressive. What Steve Kerr and the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green, like the core of that organization, how they play the game, how they conduct themselves, how they show so much respect for the game, how they play together. To watch the Warriors play is a treat to a basketball fan, I think, because every single night they try their best to play the game the right way, and they on both ends of the court, you know, they play it the right way, and the players they respect the game, and so I really admire watching them play. So
You think they can still make a finals with Chris Paul?
I don't know if Chris Paul is the answer.
Who will play? You think he will start from the bench, Chris Paul, or
Yes,
they will move
he's-
Kerry to?
No, he started from the bench. I think Chris Paul will try to lead the second group on the court, and the younger guys try to help Kuminga get better. That's the thing, is can he unlock the potential for Kuminga, because Kuminga is has a big upside, lots of talent there that they want to see develop. So that's what I think you will see.
You hold an MBA. You did. You,
Yes.
So it was after college that you've done.
Yes.
So after career, you went back to
School.
do the MBA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's impressive. And what MBA from, like, in which area?
I did an MBA. It was what we call the Masters in Business Administration. So it's a business degree where you learn about business, right? So I thought eventually when I was done playing basketball that I would maybe, run my own company or something like that. And I wanted to figure out and to learn how things work and how companies do things. So it was good for me, because a lot of times you make so many contacts from graduate school. And more importantly, right, when you're furthering your education and you're going back to school and you're learning about something, what you're really doing is you're learning about yourself. You're learning more about yourself, how you do things, how do you prepare for things, and so this was a good experience for me.
It was honor talking to you. Really, I
It's great.
enjoy this almost 30 minutes. Jest jakieś pytanie jeszcze, które chciałbyś zadać? Many questions.
Oh, so many questions. But
Thank you very much.
No
Kerry Kittles był naszym gościem. Z Damianem może pociągniemy parę tematów jeszcze takich.
może tak.
Dziękuję bardzo, do zobaczenia, do widzenia.
NBA!